Going from abject poverty to the position of the richest man in the world is no easy feat, but this was the life of Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was so rich, his net worth equaled 2% of the GDP of the US after selling his business. How was this achievable? Stick around as we go through his life's journey. Andrew was born in Scotland's Dunfermline, where his father created cloth and weaved looms, and his mother worked non-stop making shoes. The Carnegie family left Scotland for America in 1848 with money they stole and borrowed. Andrew's parents had trouble finding work in Pittsburgh, so he had to stop school to support them. Throughout Pittsburgh, he delivered telegrams. Carnegie got to know the city's business community. By the age of 17, he had mastered the art of telegraphing and had become an expert Morse code reader. He could also memorize messages. This piqued the interest of Thomas Scott, regional manager for the Pennsylvania Railroad, who employed Carnegie to be his personal telegrapher and private secretary. Thomas served as a mentor and second father, and Tom's recommendation for Carnegie to buy stocks gave him his first exposure to capitalism. When the American Civil War broke out, Carnegie was inducted into the Union Army, but he paid $850 for a replacement to take his position on the battlefield. During this period, Carnegie realized that iron bridges were needed to replace the wooden ones since enemy troops were prone to burning them to the ground. He took advantage of this chance and established the Keystone Bridge Company, which owned its own iron mills in addition to bridge construction. In 1856, the Bessemer converter, a pear-shaped furnace Henry Bessemer invented, enabled the mass manufacture of steel, something that was previously deemed impossible. With lightning-fast efficiency, Carnegie built the first steel facilities in America. Carnegie renamed his company J. Edgar Thomson Steel Works to honor a railroad client. This was meant to show customers he appreciated their business and get more orders, and it worked. Carnegie hired Henry Clay Frick, a businessman renowned for his attention to detail, to head the steel mills. The tale of the Duquesne Works demonstrates the Carnegie-Frick partnership's formidable force and ruthlessness. Carnegie propagated a myth, claiming Duquesne's mill produced subpar cheap steel. Carnegie and Frick then went on to undercut Duquesne on price, severely pressuring the enterprise and hastening its doom. The game was simple for Frick and Carnegie: do whatever it takes to win. Carnegie soon invested millions in improving Homestead's efficiency, enabling the company to produce more steel than any other mill of its size. He had been trying to establish himself as an advocate for workers' rights, so this presented a challenge. Rather than jeopardizing his reputation, he let Henry Frick, his right-hand man, do the dirty work, while Carnegie kept his distance by vacationing abroad. The extended hours demanded by Frick, who followed Carnegie's orders, meant even more time spent toiling away, and to top it all off, the workers' income was reduced. When they objected, Frick locked them all out and substituted an immigrant workforce willing to perform the risky labor for a lower wage. When the employees fought against this, Frick hired the Pinkertons, a hired army. They went to the mill armed with weapons to deal with 10,000 irate strikers. Sadly, for Carnegie's employees, they had to return to work with lower pay and longer hours under the protection of the state's forces. Despite these tensions and hostility, the steel mills continued to prosper. As he neared 70, Carnegie decided to sell the company he'd spent his entire life building. By this time, tycoon J.P. Morgan was a growing rival in the steel sector. Carnegie sent an offer letter to Morgan via Charles Schwab, president of the company. For the price of $480 million, Morgan acquired Carnegie Steel, making Carnegie the richest individual at the time. Carnegie severed all links with his professional life and committed his entire being to philanthropy. Giving away the enormous wealth he had amassed for himself was Carnegie's full-time job from 1901 until his death, in 1919. Carnegie was a wealthy man. He was dishonest, used unfair labor practices to maintain the highest possible profit, and fabricated defamation to drive his rivals out of business. However, Carnegie's charitable contributions have also had a significant impact. How can a person commit such atrocities and then change? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this.